Captain!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you live from Villa Weekend Update. I am Peter Anderson, and here with me in the studio is Nick Goods.
Hello. Thank you for joining us here on the quiet side of the Commons. All the Villa Maria proceeds go to the Holy Cross charity, or, as it was called for the past 3 years, the Dundon Birchgold Hall Fund.
Villa has had its fair share of stories this week. GBA has been at an all-time high in Villa Maria Hall. Also at an all-time high, the rate of dropped classes in Orcop majors. Mr. Kuntz, I don't know about you, but I sure do love 5-day weekends.
You can sit down again, Peter.
Mr. Kuntz, I sure don't know about you, but I sure do love 5
In other Villa news, Villa Maria is going back to an all-female dorm. We don't know how this will affect our residents, but at least the RAs have experience of being picked out.
Over in Malin, quiet hours are in the process of being changed. Instead of 10 p.m. to 8 p.m., quiet hours will now be in effect all day. RAs will now write you up if you talk.
That's right, Peter. And if you walk into Kenna, you might think the same rule is in effect over there. However, it's just because they don't make noise at all.
According to Villa Maria civil engineers, Corrado Hall has steadily been sinking for the last 2 decades. Soon we may have the river campus view we've all been waiting for.
In Schoenfeld news, they suck.
As the second most powerful group on campus, Bon Appetit has certainly been all over the news. Just in this week, grilled cheeses have been added to the Anchor's menu. What's this? Oh, they're gone.
In other news, I am still waiting for my farmhouse burger.
The Fran's coffee shop broke a record last week. They lasted until 9 a.m., until the bagels ran out.
Free speech is all over the news right now, and it's even affected the UP community. The school has recently stopped providing free copies of the New York Times because the Beacon didn't like having to compete with an organization that actually got the facts right.
The Health and Counseling Center just recently hired a new certified nurse practitioner. So, if you have any medical issues, they still highly suggest going to a real doctor.
Thank you, Peter. I'll keep that in mind.
If you're wondering why Peatland is having a tough time completing their work order, it's because they're hard at work watering all the sidewalks.
The Pamplin School of Business has recently ordered 1,000 little black toolboxes because their freshmen want to feel special too.
And now a PSA to all Frisbee players. Frisbee is not a sport. And the academic quad is not free real estate.
The theology department is having a hard time keeping theology majors. They have resorted to adding an atheism course where you get 3 credits to sit there and do nothing. Because God isn't...
Alrighty. In this week's athletic news, Father Mark Borman has decided to stop funding athletic programs that don't win. All sports teams are now disbanded. In fact, the reason we aren't in Childs this year is because the building wasn't designed with success or attendance in mind.
In a desperate attempt to save UP basketball, Terry Porter has decided to replace the basketball team with the baseball team. They might just have a fighting chance even if no one's there to watch it.
And to close, we have a quick disclaimer. If any of our jokes are factually incorrect, it's only because our joke writing team is also the editing team for the Beacon.
Thank you all. I've been Nick Coombs. This is Peter Anderson. And you